Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am Nelson, you're watching H&L, and if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. Today is, as always, my favorite episodes to record, which is the What's in Bloom for July. Every month I like to bring you guys what I have in bloom in my greenhouses, and I've noticed that every season it gets more and more and more spectacular. So this month does not disappoint. I can't wait to show you guys. And also I want to thank you guys for all the super thanks. Super thanks are donations to my channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's what helps this channel grow and bring you episodes like this one today. So without further ado, let's go look at some blooms. You know why? Because we're all in this together. See you inside. All right, my friends, let's start where we always start. Right here in the front, especially this season, because this pole right here seems to be a festival of flowers. Look at this gorgeous Dendrobium alba. It's just so white, so pretty. Oh, let me see if I turn on my lights today, which actually give a better, It's early in the morning, guys, on Monday. It's my day off. And I had a really big cup of coffee. So I'm trying not to be very shaky. Look at this one. This is the Cher's Dream. I got this from Mr. David from Morning Dove Nursery. And it's a gorgeous Dendrobium. Still, I have not seen this anywhere else but in his ranch. And I think he still has more for sale. I mean, he grows them wild all over his ranch. So whatever he has extra, he sells, but they're very, very difficult to find. And actually the name was given by him because he searched high and low for this Dendrobium, and so did I, and we can't find anything under that. So Cher's Dream it is. And this is also from his ranch. He grows these as well. These are the Tabinis, is that how you say it? It's a species, Schomburgkia. They're almost on their way out. I have shown them a couple of times, but it's just a pretty flower to show. Has very cool, there we go. Close-ups are always better. It has very cool ruffles around the edges of those petals. And then the labellum, the lip, it's just so beautiful. Now let me make sure I gave you the right name, because I know I have a tag here. I think oh no, here it is. Myrmecophila tibiana. Oh, thank God Schomburgkia Myrmecophila tibiana. Some people say Schomburgkias, others say Myrmecophila, however you want to call it, and it's easier for you. And this is the Lori Mortimer Dendrobium, also on its way out. The colors are way more vivid when it's fresh. But you know what, guys, your Dendrobiums, they do tend to lose their leaves. So don't worry if you have Dendrobiums that you see the leaves falling. That's just sometimes part of the process. Sometimes they don't lose them, like this one here, which is this chocolate antler that just keeps pouring more and more inflorescence, more flowers. Look how beautiful that is. And that I got at Udeli's here locally. The chocolate Dendrobium, or chocolate antler. And right next to it is this gorgeous little Tolumnia that I was able to bloom. Look at that, how pretty. All those little freckles. Now this one was one of 4 that survived. This is when I very first decided to buy Tolumnias. I knew nothing about them. So I mounted them with sphagnum moss, not knowing that their roots like to be on the dry side. So this one, since it had the least sphagnum moss, it did very well. So I cut this is a long, I even have a video on this. This is a long, sorry, I'm trying to do this with only one hand. That's the name in the back. And if you guys remember me telling you this before, Jirac is the name of the growers, the people who actually crossed this orchid. So they get to name it. They have a huge facility. I think it's in India. Not sure. And they do name all the orchids under their name. It's just like Ben Yang, you know, it'll be Ben something. So a lot of nurseries and growers do that just to brand the name of the grower. Now, way up here, this is what I wanted to show you guys. Now, if you guys watched and been following me for a couple of episodes, the wind. I was talking about I don't know what to call this. If you guys know what this is, it has no tag, but look at the labellum. Doesn't it look kind of like a Schomburgkia with an epicatlia? I mean, I don't know what this is. This was my neighbor who gave it to me. They did have a huge orchid farm that they acquired, and then they had a little girl and couldn't, you know, handle raising a little girl and running the place, so they sold it. But before selling it, she would always give me orchids, and this is one of them. And I don't know what it is. I know that the people they bought it from were professional hybridizers, so I did end up putting it in this cork mount, and look how well it did. But this is the one that had those cool looking wasps, and I decided to let it there we go. I decided to let them stick around, and you know what? They ate all the thrips. I think that's what they were eating. I mean, why else would they be on top of the buds? I mean, it's super clean, no damage whatsoever. So now I know that those wasps, and I see them in and out. Now I know that they, well, that's a cool shot. You can see exactly how long they are eating the thrips. And then right next to it, it's another one. This is a Layla rubescens. Hold on. I think this, I got the name wrong. I'm sorry. Lindinii. Here we go. That's a Broctonia. Excuse me. Broctonia lindinii. And this year gave me 3. I got this at Brethren several years ago. I would say about 2.5, 3 years ago. And it gave me these gorgeous little flowers. Let me see if I can, because today it's a little bit breezy, and these are so dainty, these spikes, that they do move a lot. And it's a very light breeze, but just that breeze alone will get them to move like erratically. But it's a gorgeous flower. And they are fragrant. I believe these are fragrant. Hold on, let me see. Very lightly, but they are fragrant. And it's indigenous of Cuba. See how pretty it is? And yeah, they're very slow growers. I did have it, I put it in one of Natasha's pots, see? With the bees. Let me see if I can get closer. There we go. Please don't heat up. You know, all that, I'm not doing that actually. That's my phone doing all that. It has like a delay. And I think it's due to the heat, because it's already very hot. Even though it's early in the morning, it feels like it's 90. So right here, in this little area here, if you guys remember me putting this together, I have a tamarind tree. And tamarind is a sweet and sour type of fruit. It's like a seed fruit, and it's really delicious. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna have to turn off my phone, let it cool down, because I'm trying to get close, and it's doing, see? I'm not doing that. It's definitely the heat. So anyways, these are mini Vandas that I got over at Krull-Smith. Now they do have tags, but let me see. Did I already lose a tag? That one's called this. Very easy. Thank God they gave it an easy name. So that's this one right here. Very, very pretty. Because I wanted to do, you know, tamarind is such a porous and strong bark that it makes for a very good mounting for orchids. So if you guys live in Florida and you have a tamarind tree, cut the branches and use it for your orchids, because it will last a very, very long time. Look, it already has a new spike. Now, I do notice what looks like to be thrips. So I have to go and buy some 7, because I don't want to do the heavy insecticide. I just did it not too long ago, and it took care of some scales and mealybugs that I had. This is gorgeous, isn't it? This is one of the ones. This is how the whole fever started, with this one little mini Vanda. I said, oh, if I could get different ones that look like this. And Julian over at Krull-Smith helped me put it well, he didn't help me put it together. He helped me choose some. And I don't think he's seen it all in bloom. He's seen the project, but if you're watching, Julian, look how pretty they are, all spiking. They're so happy. Let me see. I would like to give you all the names, but okay, this will be easy too. I mean, they're long names, so. Okay, that's that one I just showed you. Because I know you guys are going to be calling Krull-Smith, driving Julian crazy. Well, it looks like this. He didn't give the name. Now this one, sorry, I have to do this through. I don't think I have the tag. I think I lost the tag on this one. Let me see. Yeah, I did. So I'm sorry, guys. This one I lost the tag. I don't have a tag. And then I have this beauty right here that's so orange. This one I do have a tag. I'm gonna hate myself for taking this out. Yep, I'm hating myself right now. That wasn't so bad. And right next to it is, I showed this before, but you know what? It's just such a beautiful, beautiful Dendrobium. I got this over at Florida Orchid House, and is also from the Jirac growers. Why I know? It's because the tag said so. This was the one that I kept on saying that the tag got lost, and then it wasn't lost. Oh boy, maybe now it really is lost. I think we lost it for sure. Hold on, let me see. I really don't want to lose this tag. Come on, Papa. I know you don't want to leave. There it is. Okay. It's just their tags are so tiny that once it starts growing, one leaf will hide the whole thing, and that's exactly what was hiding it. Here we go. You see a Jirac name there? And then that number, 602, that's their itemizing number for this orchid. So maybe that'll help you if you're going to look for it. And as you guys know, these antler, my God, iPhone, you are crazy today. It goes from one focal point to another, but at least it's focusing, you know, so I'm happy about that. And right next to it is one from Mr. Tong from Springwater Orchids. This one I bought at the same time that I bought this other Dendrobium I showed you. I should make this a Dendrobium special, because really that's what's mainly blooming. And I got this from him, and it was so pretty. I said, oh, I can't wait for it to bloom again, because when I bought it, it was already blooming and the flowers didn't last long. But now that they're out, these antler Dendrobiums, if you want an orchid that lasts months open, antler Dendrobiums are ones to go for. Like this one. This is a beautiful one. It's from Udeli's Orchids. Look at how pretty that is. Isn't that gorgeous? You know, I may just do this a Dendrobium special and do another What's in Bloom. That's the name of that. It's really pretty. And as you can see, it has many more spikes behind it. It's a pretty big. And I just sprayed with Epsom salt. A lot of you guys were asking me, how do you spray with Epsom salt? I just do it by itself. Because since I put it in the small sprayer, I'll show you later the sprayer if I don't forget. I think I showed you guys this in the last What's in Bloom. I don't want to take up extra time on stuff I've already shown. This beautiful Grammatophyllum comes from none other than, hold on, because that light is, there we go. It comes from Michael from Tangleroot Orchids, who's also partner for the Wellington International Orchid Show. And he gave me this as a gift on my birthday, and it has not stopped spiking and blooming. It gives a lot. It's a mini grammatophyllum, but it's a very generous bloomer. I would say it's probably one of the most blooming orchids I have right now in my greenhouse. It has not stopped. And as you can see, I am doing some cuttings. This was from this division, so from this Dendrobium. So when you guys see the keikis, that's how you want to cut them. You want to actually cut the cane. You don't want to twist them off, because that's actually going to damage them more than help them. I know it's easier, and sometimes you can get successes with that. I've had successes with twisting, but I've had more failures with it. So cut them like this, and then just put them like, actually, no, it's from this one here. What am I talking about? And put them back on the surface, in the pot, and it'll grow out really nice. And that's how you make a very thick, specimen. All right, let's go inside my beautifully renovated greenhouse. We added that whole section over there. Can't believe I already have to start pressure cleaning my concrete because it's been raining a lot. So out here I keep anything that I want to have wet for the rainy season. I put it out here. Let's start with this gorgeous little orchid from my buddy Bernard at B&L Orchids, or BL, or I always say B&L Orchids. It's BL Orchids. It's his first and last name, I believe. Okay, let me see. Oh no, we're not gonna play this little thing here now, moving around like a crazy mad pot. You know what it is? His tags are very slim. So because they're slim, they don't stay straight. And then with one hand, for me, it makes it very difficult. Here. So that's his information if you guys want to reach out to him. Bernard has some of there's his last name. I was trying to find his last name. Lavod. And here's the name of this gorgeous beauty, or at least the cross. Yeah, Vanda Tai Noi. Look at how cute that is, guys. What beautiful color. Ooh, it's starting to drizzle. It is very gray out, by the way. So I'm glad I brought my lights. Look at that, how pretty. He did tell me, oh, you're gonna love this. Because I'm into Rarities, and he told me it has that Rarities kind of look. Even though it's not a full Rarities. See, Rarities flaviate. So it has that Rarities look without being completely Rarities. It is beautiful, because I do have the Rarities flaviate, but this is just much softer. The lip it doesn't have that pointy part on the bottom. So the lip is more prominent, fanned out, really pretty. So Bernard, if you're watching, thank you for helping me with this choice. I love it. First time it blooms, so I'm really, really happy with it. Right here. This is on its way out, but I haven't been able to show you guys. This is an encyclia that has such a great fragrance and is so beautiful. And you know where it comes from? Look. Oh, it broke. Here, I'll show you. I'll tell you. It's Encyclia Girac Arrow. So where did it come from? From the Girac nurseries. So this is one of their own crosses called Girac Arrow. Now let's see, right here, these are just starting to open up, and boy am I happy with these. I got these from my friends over at Backyard Bloom, and I am gonna say something about my friends there. Everything I've gotten from them has been a very strong orchid and has bloomed beautifully. And this one I just got at the Redland International Orchid Show, and I love the photo. It's exactly like the photo, by the way, because sometimes they're not, the photos will always show a little bit of more saturation. It's just the nature of photos, especially digital photos. They will always show more of a high definition coloration. So when you see them out there, always think of them being a little bit dimmer than what you see them on photos, because the photos will always add more. just like videos. When I shoot on HD and 4K, I do see a difference. It's beautiful, but the colors are, it's not that it changes the color, it just makes them brighter, right? So you see them more. But it's still a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. My God, it's just pretty. And thank you, Backyard Blooms, for doing this. They are so awesome. They say, we heard what you said in one of the episodes, and we did it. So they put all their information on their, anything you buy from them now has these tags, and they're waterproof, so they're great. And that way, when I show them, you guys could just look at the video and get all the information. And this is, look, Chirac Treasure. So as you can see, Chirac is a very reputable, well-known grower with amazing, and this is the second one. This is the first one. It's already on its way out. It didn't give me enough time to cover it. Oh, it's raining. It's pouring. Look how pretty. Now you guys know this one. If you've been following me for a while, you know I always show this one. It's always shooting some type of flower from one side or the other. Or a spike. There's a new spike. And this one is from my buddies over at Joseph Wu. Let me see if I have, oh man. I know I didn't lose it. Hold on. All right, well, this is called a fairy tale, Joy Fairy Tale Joy. Joy Fairy Tale Joy, and it's from Joseph Wu, and it's a poloric flower. Poloric meaning that this is the lip, right? So this is the lip of an orchid, right? These petals here are the same as these here. So you have petals around in a labellum. But what happens is mutation could cause those petals to mimic the labellum. So giving you 3 lips, see? 3 full lips. This is a little bit more balanced. So that's called a poloric flower when you see that. When the petals become a cloning or a mimication, is that a word? Mimication? It is now. It's an orchid term, mimication of the flowers. Now I did show this already. It's still blooming. It is a beautiful, beautiful flower. And I can't wait to get my new 3D box. Here's the name. You know, I've searched this name online and I can't find it anywhere, but that's the name it came with. And it's years old. I got this at OFE's, but I'm gonna put it in a new box. I'm gonna clean all that out and put it in a non-rotting pot. Now in here, hey Fiona, there's my other outdoor cat. You never see her. She's starting to get used to me, but she's a skittish cat. But now she likes being in here, I guess because of the rain. There she goes. Bye, mama. Bye, little girl. And she has 2 boys. I kept one in the house. Yes, I have 4 cats in the house now. And the other one's outside, Gregory. And I'm surprised Gregory's not here with her. He's usually hanging around with her. Anyways, these are my Mocara Sunspot. Now, I discovered something while putting my orchids in here. Look at what I have on top. See, I have a solid white reflective. When the sun hits, it is very bright in here. But then we had to put a screening, which is that kind of shade house screening, over it because the sun was way too much and it was burning some of my leaves. But lo and behold, I did not know it was going to be strong enough here to grow sunflowers, you know, sun orchids that, you know, we are told that need to be out in the sun. Well, I don't know. I think I like them better in here because I'm not getting the yellow dehydrated leaves I was getting before. I mean, look at this. This is a very rare orchid given to me by Ton. Here, let me show you the name. I wish I had the flower. It hasn't bloomed for me yet. I don't know if you can see that there. But a poppet. I think it's called poppet. But anyway, I brought them in here and they're doing wonderful. Now right here, this whole area here, I started aligning everything that was in bloom because everything was kind of scattered and I wanted to make it easy to just show you. I'm not going to show you every label, guys. It's just way too many. I've shown these several times before. This is a Ben fragrance from Ben Young. So I don't have, oh, I do have a label. Actually, no, it's not a Ben fragrance. Thank God I looked. Mian Monus. It's hard for me to say. Now this one next door, this beauty was over at Krull-Smith, and it's already been aging, but you know, I tried flipping. If you guys want to show your Vandas, flip the petals inwards. This one, unfortunately, I tried doing it before and it wasn't flipping forward. I guess it's already, you know, too old. But nonetheless, look at the trimming of this Vanda, how beautiful it is. And they only had one like this. They had plenty from the same seedlings. Oh boy, I don't know if I'm going to be able to give you the name on this. It's just very, very difficult right now. So I'm going to see if I can... Gordon? It is Gordon. It's, oh my God, what is that? There we go. Why roots cross with Gordon Vanda. Wow, never heard of any of that. So anyways, very beautiful metallic looking orchid. When I saw it, I grabbed it right away, and people were like chasing me, asking me where I got it. Where did you get it? Where did you get that Vanda? I need to get that Vanda. And I'm like, I think this is the only one that came out like that. There's more of these, but they weren't the same as metallic-y and as unison with that trimming. Now I have a new one starting to open. It's one of my favorite Vandas, Sasicha, which is a gorgeous iridescent type of soft Vanda. Now you've seen these. Their seedlings sometimes come out really purple. Others come out very violety. Mine is more of an in-between. It's purpley, but it has freckles inside. And I got this at RF. I'm sorry that the rain is so loud. We're doing this in the rain. Now, this one is a top favorite. This is the Lion Sing. This is the one I've spoken to my viewers in the past. It's a very hard one to find. If you're at a show or at a nursery and you find this, you need to buy it ASAP, because unfortunately these Vandas are very hard to find now. It's going to take several years for them to recultivate these. But they smell delicious. I did get this at Banyang. Here's the name. Vanda Constylus. So it's Ring Constylus with Vanda. That's why it has that lemony. It has a beautiful lemony fragrance. Now let's jump right into this one. Remember I told you guys it's Dendrobium season? This comes from Miss T from Florida Orchid House. I got this together with the other purple one I showed you a little while ago. And look how gorgeous that is. And again, Florida Orchid House. Their orchids, just like backyard blooms, always bloom beautifully. Now I know some people have asked me, they're a little bit confused as far as like, you know, growers and people who sell like Florida Orchid House. They're growers, but they also buy from other growers. So in the industry, that's the way it works. That's why you're gonna see Girac. I'm sure this is a Girac. Hold on. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I'm wrong. There's a blue twinkle with a stratoides. But I know it comes from a... Oh no! Wait a minute, what am I talking about? This doesn't come from Florida House. Sorry. This comes from Tan. And the other purple one is from Tan too. I don't know, I'm confusing them. But yeah, this is from Tan. He gave me a deal I couldn't resist. 3 for $100. And look how pretty she's doing. And again, in here, where it's not too sunny, and they're doing wonderful. Now this one is from Backyard Blooms. And I am not kidding when I'm telling you, this is the first time it blooms, when I tell you that I am so obsessed with this flower. It is absolutely a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous flower. And she told me, she said, you know, you should really take this one. The flowers are really beautiful. I don't have anything in bloom, but these are absolutely gorgeous. So I got home with so many Dendrobiums from the show. This was I think it was a Tamami show. And I got all these water pressured board, and look how well they taken to it. This has only been here since January, because that's when the show was. And look at the size of this. And when I got it, it didn't even look, it just looked like a cane. But you know, you guys have to have vision. Put him on the right mount, and in no time, I mean January, February, March, April, May, June, July, 6 months ago. And look how established that is. And most of them are established. See, these are also ones that I bought from Backyard Bloom. So Backyard Bloom, kudos to you, my dears. You are slamming it with these Dendrobiums. Now this one comes from my buddy Ben at Ben Young. This is a tessellata from India. It's actually a species from India, not easy to find. This is not one that you can find anywhere. So if you do see these and you are an orchid collector, definitely add it to your collection. It smells beautifully. It is used a lot for hybridizing. And it's a beautiful size. Look at that. Very gorgeous. Oh, and by the way, if you guys saw the dividing at OFE's, I put her up here. So Joanna, if you're watching, look how happy she looks. She's loving it there. Now back here, which I am bringing down all my orchids so I can have them at eye view, so when I film them, they're easy to film. This is the Napolii, hold on. Napodal. Napolii. And as the name suggests, it is from Krull-Smith. And these flowers are just starting to open. They do get massively big once they're aged. As the flower ages, this one's already looking pretty big. When they open, they look very tiny like this. And then they just start getting bigger and bigger to the size of my hand. It'll actually cover my whole hand. But look at the bubblegum color this has. It is so pretty. And it gave me two very beautiful spikes. Now look at the difference. These Vandas were the ones that got really beat up because they were hanging out outside. And you know, through the storms and everything, it got so beat up. Once I put it in here, look at all this is the response to its new environment. So that's what I look at. Now the one right above it, it's an Rarities Halatuana. I always get it wrong. Halatuana. I always think Haloatiana. There we go. Haloatiana. If my neighbors are listening to me, they're gonna think I'm drunk. But anyways, I'm showing you this because I was able to capture her in her full bloom, and it was absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It had several spikes, including the keiki, and it really gave off a gorgeous show of flowers. And the fragrance is just absolutely stunning. It's almost like a strong lemon. You know when you clean with lemon plagues, that lemony, fresh lemon smell? That's exactly what it smells like. Now down here, it's another Krull-Smith special. This is a Paxorn. Hold on, I want to get you the full. Paxorn Fragrant Krulls Thailand. Oh, it's interesting. The Napodal said the same thing. Krulls Thailand, I believe, or Krull something. But look how pretty. This is another one that has a very strong fragrance. Very pretty flower. I am so glad I brought my lights today because it is super gray out. All right. Now, this is what's called a Bulbophyllum phalaenopsis. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Bulbophyllum out there. And I believe, I don't know if this is an actual, if it's starting to bud. I think it's budding. Or if it's just another bulb that it's pushing out. But ever since I put it in here, she has not bloomed for me since I bought it. Or he, whatever you are, has not bloomed for me. Look how beautiful those leaves are. But it gave me those too. So this area here really is the magic spot. Look how pretty this is. I got these from Dan and Margie, I believe. No, this wasn't from Dan and Margie. I got this from another grower. I forgot their name. And let me see if I have. It's starting, you know what? I need to make a tag for this. Painter's Dream fragrance. I forgot who I got this from. It's a couple, but it's not Dan and Margie. And I've shown this beauty before, Tessellata with Mimi Palmer. So if you guys want to know more about this, go to my last What's in Bloom. Now this little corner here is a gem. It just continues to shoot out spikes over and over. This is my Bangkok Sunset. There you go. That's Casenda Villa something, blah, blah, blah. Oh, come on now. And it just keeps shooting. When this dries out, it shoots another spike. Look how pretty those colors are. And they do smell really, really good. The fragrance on this is unreal. Now, right next door to it is a very unique looking orchid. It comes from South Africa. Has a very peculiar name. Sobanicothia robusta. I got this at Sodoa Orchids, and look how beautiful those flowers are. Their profile is just like incredible. And they do have a beautiful fragrance as it starts getting later in the day, like at evening. They start releasing a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Now I am speeding it up because I'm trying to get you as many flowers as I can. This one just started blooming for me. This is a oh, I remember I just named it this. It has no name because it didn't come with a name, so I named it a burgundy spotted. Look at that, how gorgeous. Very, very pretty. And you guys know I'm a sucker for all those oh, and by the way, look at this. Remember what I was saying? These are sun mocaras. There's no sun here. This had never bloomed for me. And the other day I noticed, oh, it's got a spike for the first time. And look at the location here. And I'm showing you this because I know a lot of you guys are always asking me, what kind of lighting do you have? What kind of, well, right now it's gray out, so it's not very bright. But it's a little brighter than this. But look how nice that is. And I do have this kind of cluttered here because these are cattleyas. I don't want to, it's been raining every day. So I just don't want to, I don't think there's anything else in here I can show you. All right, let's go on to, we're in 38 minutes. Well, 38 minutes from this segment. It's probably a little bit more. Once I edit, it'll probably be like 40. Let me take the fan off. By the way, this is the fan I use. It's called Polar Air. And you can get these like at those big warehouse stores like Costco's, or I think we got this at BJ's. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on expensive fans. This is a very good industrial one. I think we paid like 80 bucks or something like that, maybe less than that. So Lewis bought a couple of them. I think we're gonna put him in the back. I don't know. He has them in the house. I don't know what he's gonna do with them. But anyways, I decided to put all my novelty phals here. Novelty phals is just phalaenopsis that are tiny and precious, and are very unique to their family. So here I've noticed that we have, when it rains, perfect, I can show you, we have a leak. So water does drop here. Lewis is going to do something about that, he said. But because it leaks and it's like almost like rainforest type of temperature and feel, my novelty phals are like loving it in here. This is from Krull-Smith. Look at this gorgeous beauty. This one has not stopped blooming since I got it at Redland. It's been constant. It's what they call I was going to say inflorescent. When the spike, I'm drawing a blank now, and I know this word. I know a lot of people out there. It's called this. It's when the flower continues coming out at the end of the spike. You don't cut the spike because it's, oh my God, I can't believe I draw a blank. Well, it's not the first time. Anyway, there's this big mama that you guys saw me repot. She is loving it in there. She looks better than ever. And yeah, this is from overfeeding. If you guys want to know, sometimes when you overfeed, it mutates the leaves and also the flowers. So, don't feed too much, especially phalaenopsis. You don't need to feed them that much because the leaves do start mutating. That one over there is also from Krull-Smith. That one's gorgeous. I love that fowl. Let me give you the name because she deserves to have her name given. But the phone's not responding. The screen is not responding as you're tapping. I don't know why. And it's not hot. Now that it's raining, and now my screen got all wet from the drips. Okay. Yeah, doing this in the rain has its challenges, even though I'm indoors. This is also very beautiful. This is from Joseph Wu. Remember I was telling you guys pyloric? There's a different kind of pyloric. It's mimicking the lip, but it's not as strong colored, but still giving the flower a beautiful shape. Lewisberry Trinity pyloric. Joseph Wu has beautiful, beautiful pyloric orchids. And if you guys are in town and you want to buy from Joseph Wu, he's usually at the international shows. That's when they come down. How beautiful this is. Let me see if I can capture. This is always very, oh look, come on iPhone, you can do it, you can do it. Oh my God, it did it. This is what they call, well, it has many names. It's back to being a phalaenopsis. Ooh, I'm trying not to fall out of focus. But anyways, it has many names. It was known as a Pulcherima doratus, Pulcherima red, which is the original name. But it's now Phalaenopsis Pulcherima red. And I got this at Lady Vanda. She sells these. And they have the most beautiful little fuchsia colored, this is gonna be a show. This is a Hong Henses. If you guys know, you know. It is one, in case you wanna look it up. I'm not even gonna put the flower up. You guys can go ahead and look it up. Because it is truly, I think it's from South Africa. It is truly a beautiful Phalaenopsis. And these Bellinas are just to die for. These are called fire-shaped Bellina because the actual flower is, there's different types of Bellinas, by the way, and different types of award-winning crosses. So just because you have a Bellina doesn't mean you have the Bellina. Because I used to think that myself. This is a fire shape. I got this one, I believe, from Wilson Orchids at one of the international shows. And it does have the signature Bellina fragrance, which is cardamom, sort of like a sweet vanilla-y citrus fragrance. And I ended up buying 4 of these without even realizing it. And I did plant these together, just like this one. This one's already, the flower's dying out, but they're both doing really, really good. This one I want to repot eventually, but it, you know, she's doing great there. I don't want to really disturb her. All right, let's go to my quick. Oh, by the way, look what I did here. If you guys haven't seen this is my Hoya section. I put all my Hoyas here. Look how gorgeous. This one hadn't bloomed for me since I bought it. And as soon as I put her in here, she was like, okay, now I'm gonna bloom for you because you did the right thing. Let me see if I can get a good close-up. There we go. Look at that, how pretty that flower is. Now, I had a viewer, I don't know that person's name right now, who gave me the name of this. I bought this and I did not know the name, so if you're watching, if you're still a viewer, that's the name, Hoya melliflua. And I just love, 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 love the little patterns inside. It's just so pretty. And yes, my Hoyas have been very happy ever since I put them all together. Look at this one. This is a Crimson Princess, I believe. Variegated Hoya. And they smell like chocolate, by the way. It has a beautiful chocolate fragrance. This one over here had 3, I'll put a picture of it, had 3 gorgeous, gorgeous pom-poms. I was like, you are deserving of a photograph. I feel like I'm in the rainforest. Oh, and by the way, this one has never bloomed either. Now it's shooting blooms everywhere. Look how cool that flower is. I almost just walked by it. I've been waiting for it to bloom so I can show you guys. But look, it's giving me all these peduncles. And this is just dropped. Camingiana, Hoya Camingiana. I've had it for many years. I think I would say 4, maybe 5. When I say many, for me in plant world is like over 2-3 years. So I do exaggerate a little bit, but this one is one of my oldies. And I even got, I think I got one for Laz as a gift. So I wonder if his is blooming. But it took a while, and it looks like an octopus. Look how pretty it is. It's like, sorry for this. This is where I put all my dead leaves and things that I pick around. That's my rubbish pile. I use it as composting. Oh my God. I was not planning on getting wet. Now when I close the channel, I'm gonna have a wet shirt. For you guys that have been following me, very different, huh? No more flowers. Yeah, the season for phals is over. When the season is on point with the phals, all this is a floral arrangement. It's just really beautiful. But this one is still holding on strong. Look how beautiful those flowers are. And yeah, this phal, believe it or not, does have a registered name. Brown's Teacup. I remember when I got it, I thought it was so funny because I was like, well, it's brown and orange, and Susie from Sierra Madre says, hey, yeah, it's called Brown's. And it really is Brown's. It has like brown and orange. Super, super pretty. Now, I want to show you something. Look what's coming out. Do you guys know what this is? Did anybody watch? Oh, did the light? Oh, awful timing. My light just went out. Now I have no lighting in here. Well, I'll just show you. It's not blooming yet, but this is my very own Bulbophyllum Nelson Vieira. Now, this was the original one they gave me about a year ago. It was a gift from Frank, and I fell in love with the flower so much that a year later, they decided to register it under my name, and they sent me these 2. So if you guys haven't seen that video, go back and check it out. I was so surprised. So I really own 3 of them. And when I looked, I noticed that this one had 2 spikes coming out. And this one's a much older, so you're gonna really see a beautiful flower when it's finished. It's already showing a lot of promising growth. Too bad the light just died. It makes a difference with the light. And down here, also, oh my God, all these salts on my leaves. I gotta clean these leaves. This is also from Krull-Smith. It's a I always say this wrong and it sounds bad. Bulbophyllum vaginatum. That's the way you say it. I know when I first bought it, like 3 years ago with Laz, it was tiny. It was like maybe just this in a pot. And look how much it's grown in 3 years. And we were laughing at the name because we didn't know how to pronounce it. We're like, well, how do you pronounce it? We're pronouncing it so wrong. This is one that I got years ago as well with Laz. This one when I first started collecting. I was dying for a Wilbur Chang, a Bulbophyllum Wilbur Chang. And he found it at Sophia's place, which is now called Camila's garden. And hold on, I'm trying to focus here. There we go. And she had them, and we ended up each buying one. And this is the one that I got from her, and look how big that is. That's a big, big Bulbophyllum. But don't get close to it because it is stinky. In there, it smells really bad. You never want to go in there. And this little thing here moves, see? It's a trigger to get the flies to get trapped in there, because up here is where the pollen lives. And when the fly goes in there, this traps the fly in there, pushes the fly in. You see that? You see that little yellow thing in there? It looks like a tab or like a pill. That's the pollen. So that sticks to the fly's back. And the reason I say fly is because it smells like rotted meat, like something dying. So the fly's gonna fly to it. That's why they smell so bad. Once that little cap sticks to the back of the fly, then the fly will go maybe to this one to do the same thing, and that cap sticks in there, and now it's pollinated. That's how pollination works. All right, guys, this rain is just a little too much. I think we're good. I've shown you a lot, and I am going to do a ranch walk, so you'll be seeing more. I want to show you guys some of the things we've done here. I was going to film it today, but I don't think with this rain I'm going to do it. So let me flip this around and talk about the next OFE show we're going to have in town. All right, everyone, that is it. That is the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed all these beautiful blooms. I wanted to show you more, but then, you know, it extends over an hour and then it becomes way too long for some people. But I think I packed it all in there pretty good in 1 hour. Now, the next show, I believe, is July 14th and 15th, or 13 and 14. I think it's 13 and 14. I'll put the ad right there. I don't know, it doesn't really have, unless they send me an updated one by the time I edit this, but this little stick has been in the way for a long time. Bye-bye. There, it's gone. My spikes are all dried out. So anyway, they're gonna have, OFE's is gonna have a fair Saturday and Sunday. Saturday they open at 9 and Sundays they open at 10. So don't get there early on Sunday thinking they're going to be open early, because it has happened to me. I sit out there waiting for a while. So anyways, they're going to have a couple of, they usually have great vendors. I don't know who's going to be there. Usually the Krull-Smith is always there, Nature's Tapestry, the locals like Vicky's Orchids, Judeli's, Orchidique, Orchids 305. Those are the ones that usually go, but I don't know if they're going to be there, who's going to be there. But either way, at least I inform you of the next one that's coming up, because sometimes they send it to me and the video's already done. So I hope to see you guys there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go Saturday or Sunday. I always try to go Saturdays if I can, but you know, it's a little difficult for me because I do work on Saturdays, and taking a day off means I would have to take a pay cut to myself. So anyways, next video, I'm going to do a ranch walk. I haven't done that in a very, very long time. I haven't shown you guys anything of what's going on around the ranch. You could kind of see it in the background, but you know, like I haven't gone up close and personal to some of the things we're doing. So I may do that today. I'm not sure yet. It's nice and cool right now. It did rain. I had to wait. My shirt was all wet. So I said, let's just wait for it to dry out, and then I'll come back out here and nice when it's nice and quiet. And because it's a lot of rain. I went back and heard it, and I could hear that there was a lot of rain. But I like the quality. I tried something new, and the quality looks really good. I tried like upgrading the detail of the filming without having to put too much information in there, and it looks good. So anyways, I'm always trying to improve for you guys to have better visibility and better detail. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for sticking by this long. I love you all very much for all your comments. I've been talking to so many of you, and it's wonderful. So anyways, I will see you on the next episode. I am Nelson. You're watching Nature Nell, and remember to always keep it verde. Keep it green. I'll see you next time.